Last night's Saturday Night Live premiere was pure chaos wrapped in glitter, controversy, and Puerto Rican swagger. Season 51 kicked off not with a bang, but with a Bad Bunny. And honestly, that might have been louder than a bang anyway. The global megastar hosted and performed on the same night, proving once again that he doesn't just break records, he breaks the rules, and probably the internet too. From skewering his critics to kissing Jon Hamm and summoning Doja Cat in full Harley Quinn mode, the entire episode felt like SNL's way of saying, yes, we're old, but we can still trend harder than your favorite TikToker. Bad Bunny, real name Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, opened the show with a monologue that was equal parts roast, TED Talk, and revenge fantasy. The man waltzed out in a sharp black suit, smirched into the camera, and immediately started throwing shade like confetti. The main target? The Fox News talking heads who spent weeks clutching their pearls over the fact that he's headlining the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show. In one of the most deliciously chaotic moments of live TV this year, Bad Bunny played a montage of MAGA pundits whining about him, only he replaced their audio with ridiculous dubbed-over clips of them saying things like, "I love Bad Bunny," and "Spanish is sexy." It was trolling at its most poetic. Then he looked dead into the camera and said, "If you don't understand me when I speak Spanish, you've got 4 months to learn." The audience lost it. Half the viewers at home probably started downloading Duolingo out of fear. That's Benito for you. Funny, fearless, and fully self-aware. He's that rare celebrity who knows exactly how the world perceives him and uses that to his advantage. The whole night was him playing chess while the internet played Candy Crush. And honestly, he didn't just host SNL, he owned it. The sketches were hit and miss, as SNL sketches tend to be. But when they hit like when I get Joan baselines at 3 a.m. One standout moment came during a fake game show sketch, Jeopardy had gone completely off the rails. Bad Bunny played a contestant who clearly had no idea what Jeopardy even was. When asked to answer in the form of a question, he stared at the host and said, "Why would I do that? I'm the answer." It was a moment of comedic gold delivered with his signature smirk. You could practically hear the internet clipping it for reaction gifs. Then came one of the night's most absurd gems, a fake commercial for a new tech startup called ChatGPTío. The bit parodied artificial intelligence but with a Latino twist, an AI that sounds like your over-opinionated Spanish-speaking uncle. Bad Bunny played the CEO, bragging that his app could remind you to eat, yell at you for not calling your mom, and accidentally start family arguments about politics. The sketch was ridiculous, affectionate poke at Latino family culture, and the audience loved every second. If OpenAI I'm ready to rebrand, they might want to call Benito. And because SNL loves the surprise cameo, enter Jon Hamm. The Mad Men icon showed up in the most unexpected way, as an overly affectionate children's show character who ends up kissing Bad Bunny on the cheek during a skit. The crowd went wild. Twitter, X, went into meltdown mode. "Jon Hamm and Bad Bunny? The crossover I didn't know I needed," wrote one user. The internet quickly dubbed it Ham Bunny because of course it did. Honestly, it's only a matter of time before someone ships them in fanfiction. But the real shocker was Benicio Del Toro appearing midway through a sketch about inventing Spanish grammar rules. The premise? A group of language scientists trying to figure out why Spanish has so many exceptions. Bad Bunny's character argued passionately that they should add a national nap time, a siesta clause, while Del Toro dramatically declared, "We already invented everything. Now we just need vibes." It was one of those sketches that shouldn't work, but somehow it did, mostly because watching two Puerto Rican icons riff about grammar was too bizarre to fail. Of course, it wouldn't be an SNL premiere without a little controversy. Enter Kam Patterson, one of the new featured players, who made waves during the Weekend Update segment by asking, "When are y'all gonna let me say the N-word?" and offering to pay the FCC fines himself. The studio audience gasped, laughed, and half the internet immediately started debating whether it was genius social commentary or too far. Either way, it worked. Everyone was talking about it. That's how SNL survives in 2025, by being just unpredictable enough to trend without getting canceled, barely. Speaking of Weekend Update, Colin Jost and Michael Che returned in top form, poking fun at everything from Pete Hegseth's appointment as Secretary of Defense to Donald Trump's latest courtroom fiascos. At one point, Jost pretended to interview Trump, played by James Austin Johnson, who rambled about how the Super Bowl halftime show should feature Kid Rock, not Bad Bunny, to which Jost replied, "We already have one old man shouting into a microphone. That's your campaign rally." Even Che broke character trying not to laugh. Then came Doja Cat, the musical guest of the night, and let's be honest, the visual embodiment of controlled chaos. She performed 2 songs from her upcoming album, VA, Amen, and Gorgeous. The performances were jaw-dropping in both spectacle and confidence. For Amen, she appeared seated on a giant formed rose throne, wearing a green and red outfit that screamed Poison Ivy meets Space Dominatrix. The lighting, choreography, and energy were hypnotic. By the time she launched into Gorgeous, dressed in a shimmering red bodysuit surrounded by smoke and neon, social media was already flooded with posts calling her performance Halloween Toad, Harley Quinn core, and proof that Doja is operating on a completely different artistic plane. Say what you will about her, but the woman knows how to own a stage. The chemistry between Bad Bunny and Doja Cat backstage was also a mini internet event. Cameras caught them laughing during the good nights, sparking the usual round of "are they dating" tweets, which, given that it's Hollywood, will probably spiral into a month-long rumor cycle by tomorrow. Add that to the list of things Benito can do: act, sing, troll Fox News, and break the internet with a smirk. It's worth noting that this SNL episode wasn't just a big night for its stars, it was a major reset for the show itself. Season 51 came with a new wave of talent after 5 longtime cast members departed, including Heidi Gardner and Ego Namoda. That's a lot of shoes to fill. But the new recruits, like Ben Marshall and Veronica Slobodka, seemed ready to step up. SNL feels like it's trying to bridge generations, still honoring its sketch comedy roots while courting the TikTok crowd. The fact that its first episode of the season went viral multiple times before it even ended says they might be actually pulling it off. Bad Bunny's hosting gig also had a deeper undertone, one of cultural pride and ownership. Here's a man who started out making trap beats in his bedroom and is now not only a global music powerhouse, but a cultural ambassador. To see him deliver jokes in both English and Spanish on one of America's most iconic stages, and to do it unapologetically, was a statement in itself. He even threw in a few moments of self-deprecating humor, joking, "Lorne Michaels told me to just be myself, but with subtitles." The man knows exactly how to walk the line between satire and sincerity. By the end of the night, SNL had done something it hasn't done in years: made everyone talk. Conservatives were mad, fans were euphoric, and culture writers were furiously typing essays about the evolving face of American pop identity. In short, it was perfect. Even when SNL is uneven, it's always fascinating when the host feels like an event, not a gig. And Bad Bunny, he's an event all by himself. Social media reactions poured in faster than Doja Cat's outfit changes. One user posted, "Bad Bunny just made SNL bilingual and bisexual in one night." Another said, "This is the most alive SNL has felt since the Obama era." Even skeptical critics admitted it. Love him or hate him, Benito has that rare charisma that makes everything he touches impossible to ignore. It wasn't just hosting, it was cultural domination wrapped in punchlines and rhythm. As the credits rolled, the camera panned to Bad Bunny standing next to Doja Cat, Kenan Thompson, and Lorne Michaels. He waved, flashed his trademark grin, and shouted, "Nos vemos en el Super Bowl." See you at the Super Bowl. The crowd erupted. A perfect closing line for a man who came to remind everyone that Latin music isn't just global now, it's the main event. So what do we learn from the SNL premiere? That Bad Bunny can turn late-night comedy into a political statement, that Jon Hamm kissing him is now canon, that Doja Cat's Halloween core era has officially begun, and that SNL, after all these years, still knows how to reinvent itself when it needs to, as long as it keeps inviting chaos with good cheekbones. Season 51 is officially off to the wildest start possible, and if this episode is any sign of what's coming, we're in for a season that's equal parts funny, fearless, and refreshingly unpredictable. In a world full of safe choices, SNL chose Bad Bunny, and that might be the smartest move they've made in years. So here's to more on hint sketches, more bilingual burns, and hopefully a Super Bowl halftime show that'll make the haters spontaneously combust. Until then, keep your reggaeton loud, your memes ready, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more pop culture madness right here on Inside Hollywood.